You are watching the Sony Legion TV network.
What's poppin', people? I'm Rated D and I've tested positive for swag. Now, I didn't want to have to make this video because I myself am a PC gamer. Though I'm not someone that exclusively games on PC. PC is, really my second or third choice. I'm primarily a PlayStation gamer. I also like Nintendo quite a bit. And PC and Nintendo kind of switch around for second or third place. It depends on, the time of year, what games are out, things like that. But I'm ashamed of myself to be calling myself a PC gamer sometimes when I see how the PC community behaves here on the internet. Recently, I've seen someone really start to get a lot of attention. I think his name is Rags, and I don't understand what's wrong with this guy. I think he needs to take a look in the mirror, really. I don't understand why people like him feel the need to bash on these console peasants. I don't understand it, because PC has its fair share of problems that these PC nerds don't want to accept, Let me just run through a few real quick, okay? Because I'm totally 100% unbiased, and I call it like I see it, Now, as an Assassin's Creed fanboy, I still enjoyed Assassin's Creed Unity quite a bit, okay? And I got that on PS4. Now, the game at launch, yes, it had technical problems, yes, it had frame rate problems, but the game still worked, There were some levels early on in the game, that there are these stained glass windows in these churches where when you were around them, the frame rate would dip quite a bit. Sometimes when you're around Notre Dame, the frame rate would dip. There was also a sneaking mission early on. In that mission, there was some frame rate drops as well. But at the end of the day, there weren't that many areas where the frame rate was bad, okay? And again, at the end of the day, the game was still playable. The characters still looked right. Compare that to PC, where many people couldn't even run the game. For a lot of people, the characters were not showing up on screen properly. You guys saw those now infamous bugs. I mean, the game was a mess on PC. And that's because the majority of people that matter game on consoles, okay? So developers don't care to appeal to the PC community so much. You know what I mean? It's always going to be consoles first and then PC second in the minds of developers. And one of the reasons for that may be, now I'm not saying this is it, but it may be just one of the reasons that so many PC gamers pirate games. I mean, do you guys remember when Far Cry 4 came out? There were a lot of PC gamers complaining about some stuff in the game not working right, and then the developers came out and said, hey, if you're having these issues, that means that you pirated the game, because normal working versions of the game that people buy, we made sure don't have those problems, but we made sure that the pirated versions do have these problems. And this is also the same Ubisoft who at one point said that over 95% of their games on PC that people play are pirated. That's insane. And then you look at the recent sales numbers for Titanfall. EA says the game has sold over 7 million copies on PC, Xbox One, and Xbox 360. Meanwhile, Respawn in the past have said that they had over 10 million players on Titanfall. What does that mean? It means that 3 million pirated the game on PC. So yes, PC has its fair share of problems, and it's largely because of pirates, okay? Now, moving on from that to another point that's kind of connected to it. Consoles don't really have complications, everything. It's that one piece of hardware, and developers deal for that specific type of hardware, and that's it. You don't have 100 different types of PlayStation 4s the way you can have hundreds of different types of PCs, all these different drivers, graphics cards, all that type of stuff. So you have an easy, simple, basic, solid setup with consoles, you end up with a very solid gaming experience on consoles, because everything has to be structured for that specific piece of hardware. Whereas with PCs, because of so much variety, you can have tons of complications. That's one of the reasons that there were so many different issues with Unity on the PC. And moving on to my last point, going about games, Assassin's Creed Unity being a multi-plat, you don't really have a lot of exclusives on PC, at least that are worth it. With consoles, you have tons of high quality exclusives that people all over the place, are championing as being some of the greatest games ever made. And I don't think it's any coincidence, and my buddy Dobby Potter has made tons of videos about this, that so many PC fanboys are making petitions begging for these different exclusives on consoles. I mean, you look at games like Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, God of War, Days Gone is looking amazing. I can't wait to play that. Gran Turismo, Ratchet & Clank, The Last Guardian, all these great exclusives on PlayStation, and then Nintendo as well. Don't forget, Nintendo's got 3D Mario games, you got Zelda, you got Smash Bros, you got Mario Kart, a lot of great games on Nintendo platforms as well. Even Xbox, before, a Halo and Gears were exclusive, no longer, but at one time they were. And you don't really have these big name games on PC that are exclusive. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest problem with PC at the end of the day, is that it doesn't have exclusives that are worth it. Okay? For me personally, the only PC exclusive that I got was Metro 2033, and that ended up coming to consoles later on as well. So there's just not that much on PC in regards to exclusives. There's just not. I mean, as far as quality goes, sure, you may have these bad indie games here and there, but you see the reviews on Steam. These games are not good. So, that's really it. I mean, PC doesn't have worthwhile exclusives the vast majority of the time, and you have all these other issues, So, next time you have these PC nerds that feel the need to rag on console peasants, I think you need to slap them with some information to shut them up, because they're really getting out of hand right now, are these PC nerds. And like I said, I'm ashamed at times to call myself a PC gamer because of these clowns. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep it frosty.